Guys, in this video I'll be building this responsive layout using Tailwind CSS and Flexbox in React. So in this layout that you can see on the screen, if we go to the large screen, we have some black boxes on the screen, and on the large screen we have divided the entire screen into 4 columns. So all the boxes are arranged in a grid of 4 by 4. Now if we go and reduce the screen size from large to medium size screen, we can see that now the boxes are arranged in 3 columns, and if we go and further reduce the screen size to a smaller screen, now the boxes are automatically rearranged in the 2 columns on the screen. And if we reduce the size further, now all the boxes are arranged in a single column and they are arranged vertically one after another. So main idea in this video is to learn how to use Flexbox in Tailwind CSS. So guys, stay tuned till the end of the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Now let's go to Visual Studio Code and code this application from scratch. So guys, I have a Hello World application that is running in my browser, and here in Visual Studio Code I have already set up a Tailwind CSS in this project. If you want to know how to set up a Tailwind CSS in this project, you can watch another video. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. So once you have set up the Tailwind CSS in this project, we can start coding this application. So I'm just going to remove Hello World from here and add a new div tag inside this main div tag. So basically in the second div tag, we want to create a black box. So I'm just going to create a class name here, and to create a black box, we are going to give it a background color of black, and let's give it a width of full, and we can also give it a height of 25 VH. So this is just going to create one black box that is having a full width on the screen, and it's having a 25% of the vertical height of screen. So now what I want to do is I want to replicate this box couple of times in this application. So one thing I can do is I can copy paste this again and again and create some more black boxes on the screen, but I'm just going to do it in a better way. So here above the return statement, I'm just going to create an array, and this array is going to have 16 elements. These elements can be anything, so I just have numbers starting from 1 to 16, and here inside this main div tag, what we are going to do is let's map over this array, and for every item in the array, I'm just going to return this div tag, which is basically a black box. So if I do that, this is basically going to create 16 black boxes on the screen. So as of now, it's hard to see the 16 boxes. It looks like it's just a one single box, but if we put some styling here on this div tag, so here on this div tag, I'm just going to say this is going to be flex, and we are going to flex wrap it, and let's put a gap of 1 between each box that is within this div tag. So now if we scroll down, we can see that there are 16 boxes on the screen, and if I make this screen larger, we still have 16 boxes on the screen which are arranged one after another vertically. But in case of a large screen, we want to have at least 4 boxes arranged in a single row instead of all of them being arranged vertically. So let's go to Visual Studio Code and try to make some changes. So here in Visual Studio Code, I have just assigned a width of full to this black box, and that's the reason it's taking the entire space on the screen. But I'm just going to make some changes for the large screen. So here I'm just going to say that on a large screen, the width of this box should be 24%. So if I make it 24%, we should be able to fit 4 boxes on large screen because the total screen size is 100%. So if one box is 24%, we should be able to fit 4 boxes in a row. So if I save this and increase the size to large screen, now you can see that the layout is arranged in a 4 boxes in a row. And if I inspect this and try to make the screen size smaller, so as soon as the screen size goes lower than the large screen, the layout is back to default, which is every box is taking a full width on the screen. So now we have fixed the layout on the larger screen. Let's also fix the layout on the medium screen. So on the medium screen, what I want is I want to have 3 boxes in the same row. So I'll go back to my code here, and here in the code, I'm just going to say that on a medium screen, width of the box is going to be 30%. So if I make it 30%, only 3 boxes will be able to fit on the screen because 3 boxes will be taking 90% of the screen. So now if we go back to the browser and if I increase the screen size, now there are 4 boxes in a row, but if I reduce a little bit, now the box is reduced to 3 in a row. So on the medium screen, we can see that this side of the screen has a lot of margin and this side there is no margin. So let's go back to the code and fix that. So here in the main container, if I just say justify all the content to center, and if I save this, go back to my browser, so now all the content is justified in the center of the page. So it seems our layout is looking good on the large screen and it's also looking good on the medium screen. Now if I go to the small screen, I want to fit 2 boxes here, and if the screen size is going to be extra small, which is a mobile size screen, in that case this layout is good. We just want to have 1 box in a row, and all the boxes have to be arranged one after another vertically. So let's fix the layout on the small screen where we need 2 boxes in a row. So I'll go back to the code, and here in my black box, I'm just going to say that on a smaller screen, width of this black box is going to be 45%. If I make it 45%, 2 boxes should easily fit on a 100% screen size. So if we go back and look at the layout on the small screen, we can see that 2 boxes are fitting in a row and there is equal margins on the sides. If you want to reduce the margin, you can also increase the size of the box. For example, I can also make it 48%. So this is going to reduce the margins on the side, but I'm just going to keep it 45%. So let's keep it 45%. So as soon as I move from the smaller screen to the very small screen, which is a mobile size screen, the layout is going to be default. So on the default layout, if we look at our code in Visual Studio, by default we have set the width to full, but we have defined the width for on the larger screen, medium screen and small screen. And on the main container of this black boxes, we have made the layout as flex wrap. We gave it a gap of 1 and we justified all the content to center. So now our layout is looking good and responsive on all the screens. So guys, that's all I wanted to cover in this video. I hope this video gave you a good understanding of how to use a flex layout and how to define the width of the different elements on the screen in a flex layout. So if you found a value in this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.